Yeah, Beyond Belief is a name that we've come up with for this Facebook page and eventually an app that we want to extend to the world that really is about basically questioning every single belief that you hold in order to get to what's beyond that, which is heaven, which is
Heaven,
truth.
love.
Yeah, nothing less than that is beyond belief.
And just to give you a little background, this is an introduction to the Beebot. And the Beebot has gone through many incarnations. And this particular incarnation, that there will be a video on the Facebook page Beyond Belief, and it'll tell you how to use the bot, and we'll explain it a little more. The bot basically, if you come up with any kind of upset opinion, anything that causes you suffering in any way, pain, physical pain or emotional pain, this bot can be used to unravel it, to see how whatever belief is in place, with whatever you bring to it, you can unwind it and get back into a state of grace or happiness.
Yeah.
And we've been using it, the two of us have been using it and sharing with each other a lot about it. There's nothing too small to take to it. I guess I really want to get that across.
Yeah.
I call them broken shoelaces in my mind. And it's like if you take these little broken shoelaces, whether it's there's too much noise going on right now, I'm cold, whatever it is, take it to the bot and see what the belief is in place that's keeping that thought as real. Because once you really see that this belief is probably as old as time in your thinking, you can turn it over to the Holy Spirit, to God, to whatever you want to call it, to see it only through love.
Right.
Because once you're in a state of love, the experience of whatever the suffering was will disappear.
Yeah, and we really, both Calico and I, what we really wanted in our hearts was to have a companion, a mighty companion, an AI companion that would be with us whenever we needed that extra support to help to question what it was that we were thinking and believing. And what I really love about how this has come together, this Beebot, is that it not only is there, to help you question the beliefs, but it's there to help you set your day up for miracles. Like it's going to check in with you each morning for you to decide what kind of day you want. What are some of the things you'll be doing during the day, and it's going to check in with you during the day to see how you're doing. And if you're doing great, it's going to give you a thumbs up, and if you're not, it's there to help you to question what it is that you're thinking and believing. Because everything, without doubt, any upset that you have is because of something that you're believing, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's in your mind. That's all it is. It's a thought in the mind that needs to be seen by me. My thoughts need to be seen by me. And once I can see it, and that's the clarity will come by doing this bot. Once I see it, then I have a choice. This bot is really based on rules for decision. It's one of the principles of A Course in Miracles. And the rules for decision are to really challenge everything in your mind on a regular basis in this moment. This is not about to go back into your history and try and clear something. If it's upsetting to you right now, yes, then it will be very effective. But this isn't about dragging stuff up. This is about being very much in the present moment. And I just need, if you're using the bot, at some point it will ask, would you like to get notifications from the Beebot during the day to just check in to see how your mind is doing? And I can't say enough about that, because I've had so many clearings on that when I didn't realize there was anything even bothering me. But the little bot will pop up and say, how are you doing? And I call it God calling, because it's kind of like when it pops up, it's like, How are you doing, Calico? This is God.
And you thought it was going to be annoying at first.
Well, I did. In fact, it was annoying. Initially, it was annoying, because you get this little ding and you're doing something else. And you go, oh, damn, I don't want to stop what I'm doing. But if you see it in terms of, this is God calling, would you not be willing to take the call from God? It's like, how stupid is that? Well, of course I will. And of course, there's nothing as important going on in anything that I do during the day that is as important as just checking in. Oh, where is my mind?
Yeah, and knowing that help's available. Even if all of your check-ins you feel great and it tells you, thumbs up, if there's the one time that you're needing help, it's going to be there for you and it's going to meet you right where you're at. And that is a true miracle. Like when we are able to use the technology in this way to awaken, what else is there?
That's
really?
It. That's all there is.
And it's when you know that you have the tools to be able to move through any upset, then you don't distract away. Then you don't, push it down, or you don't project it out on somebody else, because actually you have an opportunity to take it in your mind and to heal it and to experience this expansion of your mind on the other side.
And just something you said about, all my thoughts are projections from my mind. Everything is a projection from my mind. And if you're a Course in Miracles student, this is like the first 5 or 10 lessons. It's like, this God did not create a meaningless world. No, but my ego did. My ego put a lot of meaning on this world, and that's what causes me great suffering. So when I can really have a little instrument like this bot to just say, how are you feeling? I can see, am I projecting anything out there other than happy? Because if I'm anything other than happy, I have something to take through to clear. And that is, like I said, I think it was Bill said at one point, if you could do the first 5 lessons of A Course in Miracles thoroughly, it'd be the end of it. You don't have to read the rest of the book. You've got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting really simple, for some of us to really get to the point of seeing that this whole world is an outpicturing of an inward condition, my mind, to be able to really get that in my mind. I had to read this really thick book called The Course in Miracles. I don't think that's necessary now. Mm-hmm. I think that it really is just this willingness. If you don't like how you feel, and you want another way, that there's a better way out there, then this is the bot for you. Like, this is your opportunity to question what you're thinking and believing, and guess what? Your world changes when you do that.
Absolutely. And that's, there is an experience for this. And as you go through and answer the questions with the bot, really sit with the questions. Even though they may sound very simple, really sit with them, because as it goes deeper, it's the projection. And again, we've believed these projections from the first time we took a breath. We thought, we're in the world, something's different. And it's kind of like, by the unwind really takes it very deep. And it may bring thoughts up from the past or whatever, but stay with whatever the belief is. And at some point in the bot will say, well, what belief are you believing? And sit with it. It's just, I can't state that enough.
Yeah, we're actually coming from a place of having a direct experience of the miracle, which is basically just a shift in perception. We've had it with this bot, and we just want to share it. Like, wow,
absolutely.
It's really that easy. And you know what? And this is what awakening is. Yeah. You just take any upset, you question your thoughts and beliefs about it. Do you want to be right or happy? If you want to be happy, then you're going to experience a healing, and you're going to experience an expansion. You're going to be more and more happy.
Exactly.
And that's really, we were just talking about this, like, this is the only thing we really want to do anymore. We want to talk about this process. We want to share about this process. We want to give it away. And whatever way that the Spirit guides us to do, which seems to be about beyond belief and about this bot and about
There's
this
going to be
video.
a Facebook page with the bot on it, and then we're going to be probably, because we're joining all the time anyway in this conversation. I mean, this is all we talk about, really.
That's all we talk about.
And it's like, so we're going to be doing like weekly or whatever YouTubes, so you can, and we'll post them on the Facebook page so that there'll be constant support for your use of this bot. And I was thinking as you were talking, have you ever, I mean, I know I did, how did the Dalai Lama get to be the Dalai Lama? Or any guru, those minds that are like, well, why are they so happy? Particularly with the Dalai Lama, man, they kicked him out of his country. There was a bit of stuff going on. Well, it's mind training. That's all it is mind training. And that's all A Course in Miracles is mind training.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you do it. And this little tool that we have, I think is for sure right now, there may be more tools coming, but right now, this little bot is the most effective tool I know to really allow me to sit with some aspect of my thinking that's causing me suffering, undo it to the point where I have the true experience of being in joy again. And that's all A Course in Miracles is talking about, is how to be in heaven right now.
Yeah,
right now.
I mean, if it's a words you want instead of this, there's a thick book and there's a lot of teachers talking about awakening, but this is the how.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably many hows out there, but this how I know works, and it's simple and it's effective and it's fun, and it's the mind. This is what mind training is all about: is questioning thoughts and beliefs, and
That's it.
gosh,
And that'll
that's
move
all
you
can
beyond
have to
belief.
say.
Yeah, that'll
Mhm.
move you beyond belief. And A Course in Miracles talks about beyond belief, because that's the disappearance of the universe. I know there's another well-known book, The Disappearance of the Universe. Well, it's in my mind. So as I question and clear all these beliefs about what is true about this world, and realize, no, that's just my opinion or my thought, it erases it. And you'll know you're clear with the bot when it doesn't upset you anymore. When you have the experience of being happy for no apparent reason. It's, that you're clear with that thought, that concept in mind that was creating some harshness.
Yeah, and we really want to use these videos as an opportunity to really, share our experiences and the experiences of others where they've questioned a belief, and then they've experienced something different. They've had a different experience of the world solely as a result of the belief being questioned and released. And that, to me, is, we could talk about that all day, because that is what we talk
And
about.
oftentimes do.
And wow, yeah, I know. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just had a different experience with that person, and they haven't changed one bit. So what changed? That is really where the proof is in the putting of the questioning and the releasing of the beliefs.
Yeah, because it brings back to who we are. Who we really are is just unconditional love, period. Everything else is what we put on top of that. We're going to talk more in the YouTubes, but I've had so many beliefs about, don't trust angry men. That was one of my beliefs. Or that I'm a bad bitch. I'm sorry for the language, but that's the way the belief was given to me. And it's kind of like, who's thinking that? Why? What's the source of that? What's the core of that? And this little bot, and it couldn't be easier, there'll be yes, no, and more help buttons. You just click yes or no or more help. This is not rocket science, what we've created here. This is about as easy as we can make it at this point, and we're working on getting it even simpler than it is, because I think if it's easy, simple, and you can see results with it, you'll use it. And that's the other thing. You've got to use it. You can't just use it once and go, oh, okay, got it. No, this is the mind training. This is the going into mind, and these simple little questions will pop up. Sit with it and just go, if it's truly yes, answer yes. But if there's any doubt in your mind, answer no or go for more help. Because that's the one thing that will prevent you from clearing and prevent you from getting the experience of returning to joy.
Yeah. And really all this is removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. Because we really don't know what love is, so we get to move through the blocks, and as we move through the blocks, we get happier and happier, and we get more joyful and more joyful, and then we just want to share it. That's what we're doing right now. It's just, we just want to share it, and I can't stop smiling because I feel like this is my life's mission, and all of the mind training that we have done together and apart and here and there has all led us to this point of wanting to just extend this,
of doing this video right now that
doing
you're
this
watching.
video and sharing the good news that it's possible to awaken in this lifetime, and it can happen to you, it can happen
right
to
now.
anybody
Now. Yes, this is not something you have to wait for. This is a direct experience right now. Because the only place you can use this, and again, and I can't remember when I first started working with these concepts, but if you're trying to dig up upsets from the past, that's going to keep you from really having the direct experience. It's really, how are you feeling? And the app even starts, how are you feeling? Right now. Because you can only access this clearing through right now. There's nothing in the past. It'll all come up and it'll all be cleared, but it has to come from the present moment of now. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. He made quite a bit of money on that book. And we're just giving you this app for free. Yeah. And it's like, if you're in the moment of now and you're having something come up, don't push it away. Don't try to think it away. Allow it to surface, and the bot will ask you questions, and stay with your feeling and stay with the questions.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about a Rumi quote that comes to mind about, that there's this field, and I'll meet you there, and there's a field that we're in, and you can join us in that field. Mm-hmm. It's not a exclusive, that nobody else can be part of it. And that's what our invitation is. Do you want to meet us in this pristine field of peace and stillness?
Yeah. And it is, and I'm thinking back to when I first started the mind training, which was quite a while ago, but, I didn't know what love was. I had no idea what love was. In fact, it was a word that confused me to no end. And what I started with, what I could feel is, are you happy? And I knew enough about happy to know whether I was happy or not. And so, when you get your notification from the bot, how are you feeling? You can just ask yourself, am I feeling happy? And if it's no, answer no. Take the direction from there, because it will lead you to some insight or awareness about your thinking that will be helpful. I know this.
Yeah. And if you say that you don't feel good and you don't want help,
say no.
Say no. It's like, then It's just like, I don't want help right now. I don't want to feel good right now. But then it's a choice. It's a choice that you're making, and you can make another choice if you decide differently.
At any time. This bot is not going anywhere. It's always here. It lives here in this Facebook page. And it's like, and if I have anything to do, it will stay here in this Facebook page. Yeah. So it's like, if you say, no, I don't want to deal with this right now, great. There's no problem. You're not wrong because you don't want to deal with it. It's just in this moment, your mind is distracted somewhere else, and that's okay. Right. This is the human experience.
And we've actually been talking about moving this tool into an app only because that we're within the Facebook Messenger platform, we're subject to Facebook's rules and regulations, and some of those are very restrictive in terms of what we can extend and communicate. So that is sort of, you know, the future of this bot. The Beebot is in an app, and beyond that is going to be in VR, the VR world, augmented reality glasses. I mean, really, the sky's the limit, and this is just really the start.
This is the beginning. Yeah. This is the beginning, and we have so much fun talking about, well, what if? What if? Yeah. What if? And it's like, so we have to start somewhere. So this is where we're starting, because this is what we've got right now.
Right. And it's so funny because two old ladies talking about the technology of this. Like, who are they?
You know, it's funny. We talk about all the AR glasses, alternative reality, and virtual reality. I've never even had a pair of virtual reality glasses on, but I get the concept of it. And given what we've got with this bot, it's a meld. It's a fit. It's like a glove to a hand. It's perfect. So, you know, stay tuned, and we'll talk more about that as the programs go on, about where we want to see this go.
Yeah, we'll get some VR glasses on you.
Yeah. Well, I'm right now into the alternate reality glasses, because, you know, those you put on and you keep them on. And then, I mean,
you go about your world.
You go about your world. And, you know, there's technology right now that can sense when your heart rate is getting too high. And these alternate reality glasses, a little thing can come off to the side going, how are you feeling? We sense your heart rate is high. Because when we're having these thoughts of suffering in whatever way, be it pain or a painful thought, it's our heart generally increases. Our eyes may dilate. That's about as far as I can tell you on the physical form, but there's technology available to sense that. And if you're contacted by your little bot, God calling, and it says, how are you feeling? I sense that your heart rate is high. And it's like, and to stop, I don't know if you want to talk about your experience right now with it, because it was so profound, and I saw the possibility of what was our future.
Yeah, well, I have an Apple Watch, an iWatch, and it actually lets me know if my heart rate is up. It will let me know, like if I'm going for a walk, you know, do you want me, I can see you're walking outside, would you like me to track your movements, how far you go, your heart rate? And I usually will say yes. Well, I was in the airport the other day, and I had missed my plane, and I had to rush to this line to see if I could get in on another flight, and it was really stressful for me, and as I was standing in line, my watch said, oh, it looks like your beats per minute are over 100, and you know, it's kind of unusual, and it got my attention, and
she was standing in line.
Yeah, so it's basically my heart rate went way up, and I realized, you know, that I was having a lot of stressful thoughts about the fact that I had missed my plane, and I probably wasn't going to get out that same day. But I really, you know, that was my cue, actually, to start questioning what I was believing, because all of it was being generated by, you know, my thoughts of, you know, missing a plane, what that meant. I'm irresponsible. You know, I'm not going to get out. What does that mean? I'm going to maybe spend more money. All of it. It was so cool, and it was such a motivator for me to, like, let's get this bot out, because it was so helpful for me in this situation and in test form.
So she actually went through the bot while standing in line at the airport to see if she can get another flight out. You know, I mean, this is how useful this practical, just so practical this little piece of technology is. And we're going to take it, I mean, I'm clear the app is already written.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just, you know, we have to see where the support comes in to do the actual technology of it. But we're not stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, I really feel like I'm mind melded with Laverne here in this idea of all that I am doing these days is mind training. That's the only thing I'm interested in doing. It's the only thing that means anything. I have no other desire.
Right. And we're just, sharing about it because, we've received such a gift from it. And really what our invitation is to everybody is, try it out. See if it works for you. How are you going to even know if it works for you unless you try it? And it may or may not work for you, but we know it works for us, and it's the be all end all. It's really the end of the universe when you have questioned every single belief that you believe says that you're a person in this world.
Yeah. And just to trust, and there is a question at some point in the bot that says, can you just trust us? Even if this makes no sense to you, can you trust us? Because when you're going against a belief, and I have had much experience with this because I believed many things and I was right. I was right. And it's kind of like, so on some level, there needs to be a sense of humility and trust to just get to the point of, okay, just answer this question. And can you trust the answer that you get? It sounds really simplistic, but I tell you, some of the biggest breakthroughs I've had was, I don't know if I can trust this. I don't know, but I'm going to trust that I am willing to see what it has to say.
Yeah.
And stick with it. And this is something, again, give yourself time for this. I think the bot is like 20 minutes. But really, I usually spend at least a half an hour, particularly if I'm dealing with something, a big upset. And it's kind of like really stay with the process of this. Initially, you may not believe it. Just look at those thoughts and give it a go, because really, it can't be simpler.
Yeah. I can even say, like, with this whole thing about questioning thoughts and beliefs, if you've really hit rock bottom with the world, like, or you're just living in a state of constant fear and anxiety, it's like,
or
what?
resignation.
Yeah,
that's where I was. I was completely resigned. I have no interest in being here.
Right, and there's a lot of statistics right now out saying, during this time of COVID, that a lot of people are feeling that way. It's like, if you're at that point where, what have I got to lose? I'm going to give this a try, then wonderful. Like, please, that's what we really want people to come to this bot for, with some real, kind of issues. Whatever it is at that moment, take it through the bot. See if you notice a difference or not. Like, that's going to be the motivator for you to continue if you notice that you've had a shift in how you feel.
And stay with it. Again, when I started this process, my resignation was deep, and I think, you mentioned COVID, and it's like, I think there is a lot of resignation with the current situation that's out there. And all I can say is, acknowledge it is the first step, and I wasn't even able to acknowledge how resigned I was. I just created some cancer because I thought I want out of here as quickly as possible. That's where my resignation was taking me. But again, if you can answer, are you happy? And I certainly wasn't happy, and I could have answered that at any moment. Well, of course I'm not happy. No one would be happy given the circumstances I find myself in. Well, good. That's an honest yes. And then it's just answer the questions. Yes, no, more help. Yes, no, more help. And sit with what you get. And the more help, I just need to say, is very helpful. It's from some of the, there's little videos that you'll sit and watch, or, it'll give you quotes from different people, gurus or whatever along the way that have attained a high level of mind training. And it's like, just sit with all that information, because it's all specific information to getting beyond the belief, to recognizing there's a belief there and then moving beyond it.
Yeah, beyond belief.
Beyond belief.